Hey guys, this is snakeshadowcollectibles, and as my first review we're gonna check the Snake Eyes and Timber new double pack. So before I start talking about these new figures, let's talk about the new kind of box that we are receiving now. I'll start by removing these figures out of the way so that we can appreciate the box a little bit better. So there you go. As you can see, it has a nice illustration, but I don't know about you guys, but I personally prefer that we can see the figures, so I really miss the blister kind of box. Of all the Hasbro lines, I think that G.I. Joe has the best presentation, but it's not saying much personally. I really miss being able to see the figures. I think that many collectors like to have their boxes in display and being able to check the figures without opening them. Now let's talk about the figures presentation. So I think we'll start by checking Timber, so first I'll remove Snake Eyes so that we can appreciate Timber a little bit better. So as you can see, Timber is now white instead of gray, as it was in the previous release. I think that in this version the scar is more prominent. The articulation and detail in this figure is pretty great. There's nothing new about it if you compare it to the previous release, but for those people that didn't have it, I think that it's a pretty good purchase. So let me put it here so I can look for the other head so that you can see its accessory. So this is the other Timber head. As you can see, this is, it works as an angry version. The detail is pretty good. Let me focus the camera. Okay, there it is. You can see its fangs and its eyes are pretty well painted. The scar looks as good as the other version. Now let's swap the head so that you can appreciate it a bit better. So here it is, Timber with its angry face. I think it looks pretty great. I really like it. I don't know about you guys, but I think that he's the most special part of the double pack, because it's not every day that you receive an articulated animal. Not in any line that I can think of, at least. Now let's talk about the Snake Eyes figure. I think that it's pretty much the same as previous releases, other than the paint job, and I think that the boot part is a different part. I'm not exactly sure because I didn't buy the previous releases. Let me focus it so that you can appreciate it. I don't know why it's not focusing. Okay, now we can see it. So yeah, I think that part is different. This figure also comes with new accessories. As you can see, he has a poncho now. It's removable. Personally, I really didn't like it that much. It just doesn't seem to fit the figure properly, so I think I'll remove it so that you can appreciate it a bit better. So here's the figure without the accessory. I think that it looks better. As you can see, the figure is actually more of a grayish color instead of completely black like in the previous release. And personally, I really like that. It actually has some darker parts, but it's mostly this grayish color. So anyway, let's talk now about the articulation. So let's start with the legs. He can do splits, This is the knee range. He also has an ankle rocker, just as pretty much all Hasbro releases, or at least most of them. He also has a nice ab crunch. He can go all the way back. And he has double jointed arms. You can see the peg here. Now let's check the head movement. He can look up to here, down, and well, he has pretty much the same movement as the previous releases, which is pretty good. And now let's check Timber. So this is Timber's range of movement. His legs can go all the way up to here, down here, same with these ones. So it's pretty easy to put it in a jumping position. Actually, I have a YouTube Shorts in which you can see all the positions that I'm putting Timber. You can see how he can wiggle his tail up, down, side to side, and the body can move this way. It's kind of a limited movement, but it's nice enough for a dog. I don't think that he needs more range. So let me pause it so that you can see how good his range is. So anyway, I decided to pause both so that you can see their range. And now we're gonna check the accessories. So here's all the accessories. You have already seen the poncho and this head. Here's a sword case. He initially had this belt with the grenades, but I had to remove it to put the poncho. He also has this extra hand for saluting or maybe a kung fu punch or something. And here are all his weapons. They don't have much detail, they are all black. There's this Uzi kind of weapon, this rifle, pistol, more weapons. This is like a sniper or something. And a grapple hook, I think. Or a harpoon. And here's a magazine. Those are the accessories that it has. So, as my final thoughts for this figure, I think that it's a great option for those that didn't have a previous Snake Eyes or a Timber figure. If you already had those releases, I don't think that I can recommend it because they don't offer really anything new at all. Maybe for the accessories, but it's up to you. For me, I think that I'm pretty happy with my purchase and I really enjoy having these figures. Thanks for watching my review. I'll be making more in the next days. I know that I sounded a bit nervous, but I'll be getting the hang of it little by little. So please support my channel and I really appreciate your views in my next reviews. I hope I'll see you soon and again, thanks for watching. Oh, and also if you need some posing inspiration, please check my YouTube Shorts so that you can see me posing figures and maybe you'll like any of those poses for your display.